Okay. Because we want to keep time, right? And I feel like it's been this month, sijui hii month kwa watu imekuaje, but we thought it was nice because you see venye watu husema more money more problems. We wanted to have a spin on that and figure out, okay, so more money, more problems. But when you don't have money, how is it? So on today's session, on conversation, we're going to talk about no money, more problems. My name is Wamboi. I'm from FinFund Limited, and I am with my co-host Linda Makatiani. To introduce.
Hi, everyone, and karibuni sana. Thank you for joining us today. I'm sure more are coming. My name is Linda Makatiani. I am a family wealth planner, a financial literacy trainer, and the one who helps you plan your money so that, conversations like this, we can have less and less of them, where we'll be saying more money, no problems. No, not no money, more problems. But karibuni sana. I'm looking forward to the engagements today.
Oh, same. So feel free to type kwa chat to if you have something pressing, unua mkono, let's hear what you have to say. So this episode of No Money More Problem, we are saying it's not just about struggling to pay rent, it's about the lies, the performance, and the pressure. And I think this is just an introduction of what you should be expecting. So on our confession story, we are asking, what's the most ridiculous thing you've done just to avoid looking broke? What's the most ridiculous thing you've done just to avoid looking broke? So for the people who follow FinFun on Instagram, we asked this question yesterday and we got a couple of answers. One of the answers we got is the way you look so good. You're out there looking so good, but your wallet, nothing. You're just aspiring. So I'm very curious. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever done to avoid looking broke? Linda, do you wanna share?
Oh, wow. Mine has been many, given the number of years that I have under my belt. But I think well, the most ni kusema tu, okay, I don't take alcohol, thank God, because, hey man, your budget, saa zingine inakuanga a bit tight. But I think it's, you get to a point, hata hiyo soda, it's, ukinunua hiyo soda, there's a lot that is going to miss. So I always go like, then I was like, hey, I'm trying out this new diet, which says, kwanza now I'm fasting. I can only take water. And kwanza, and you're busy here crossing fingers that even that water, they don't charge you. So mine, yeah, very many times, ilikuwa hiyo, the fasting excuse. Yes, I'm trying to be healthy. I've been told my BMI, I need to reduce some weight. So ni maji tu, sahi ni maji tu neza kunywa.
Oh, that's quite funny. I think for me, the most yangu ni kubail. Like family emergency. Family emergency just came. Siezi come, family came up. So I think for me, that's the one that I use the most. But the most ridiculous thing, I don't know if there's someone who wants to share, to confess something, Ava. Oh, yeah. I'm with Shiro, but she's holding the fort. I'm over here holding the fort.
No judgment, share, no judgment.
The people who are joining late, we just ran out of electricity. We're in Samburu, we ran out of electricity and there's no generator, so improvising. Okay,
So for me, I can say I relate with Linda, but how I do it is I eat at home. So I eat at home and then I go to wherever I'm supposed to go. And then when I go there, because already I'm not hungry, I won't look broke. So people will be like, let's order what. I'm like, no, I just ate. I was with a colleague, we just grabbed lunch. I'll just take the drinks. Let me see. Do you have iced tea? I'm like, no, madam, we don't have iced tea. We have this. Give me black tea. Black tea.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
So that's so crazy. And I feel like with that, I don't know if there's someone who wants to say something before we jump to the Queen dilemma. Okay, cool. But feel free to chat in the to type in the chat. Oh, much and other stories. Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? I know, right? So our Queen dilemma is gonna be those people who love reading. So I want you to imagine this is the set book, ni Chimamanda, but wa Kenya. So I'm gonna read Chris. Shiro is gonna read Angela. Hey babe, sorry I missed your call. I was with my ex-boss. Guess what? I quit. Finally, I'm free from that toxic place. Thank you for believing me na push to follow my dreams. I'm taking up that deal. You cover us for 6 months while I focus on the side hustle as we talked about it. I finally have some peace of mind. I can breathe and put my energy on the things that I enjoy.
Wow. Congratulations, babe. Finally, after 2 years of complaining, you've done it. I'm really proud of you. That's good news.
Wait, you don't sound as excited as I thought you'd be. Is something wrong? You feel distant. Teren, teren. So today we are asking. So that's the scenario we're basing our argument on. And we're asking, what do you think finally pushed Chris to leave after complaining for years? And we're basing this off of wow, congratulations, babe. Finally, after 2 years of complaining, you've done it. I'm really proud of you. So that's the question. What do you feel like made Chris say, you know what, deuces, I'm done. I'm done. Linda, your take.
And this, me, I can base it on my own experience, because I got to the point where I was looking at this corporate world and I'm like, hata kuamka asubuhi, when you're trying to wake up to go to work, you just feel like you are so drained, and it's very early in the morning, you had a good sleep. So I can totally relate to Chris. 2 years is a long time of complaining, because after even the complaints, stop complaining, like, honestly. But I feel there's just something, like the way unaambiwanga, when someone is in a toxic relationship, not just that romantic relationship, any kind of relationship, you can give them advice for a while, but it is them, they will reach that point where anaona ni kama I can't breathe anymore. I am becoming so negative with everything. Even the air I'm breathing, I don't like it. Then unasema, kaa mbaya, wacha ikae, and you leave. I think Chris alifika hapo. You are looking and you're thinking, nimeshinda nikiongea this, or maybe the ex-boss just did something. It might not even have been something upsetting, ile tu, and you are like, I cannot stand this anymore. Asema, adios, amigos, Ivo. So I think it's just, they reached that, inatonga kilio, the end. Yeah, it is the end.
Yeah. Hiyo time yenye uko like, my friend, I'm gonna jump. No matter whatever iko mbele, I'm done.
I'm done. Yes. And that one, by the way, it's very personal. Everyone gets to that point. You can push someone, you can encourage them, everything, but it is them. Atafika tu mahali, anakushtua, anakwambia, imagine, ni hivyo, imeisha. I'm done.
Shiro, do you want to say something?
For me, what I can say is maybe Chris, for the first time in his life, he felt supported by someone. He didn't just jump. He could have persevered the workplace. I feel like probably he thought, if I don't cash these 6 months now, because it's written there, you cover us for 6 months while I focus on the side hustle we talked about. I feel like the support, the 6 months of babe covered us for 6 months, I feel like it gave him the leap to jump. But now, because I was talking to someone, a guy, and I was telling him about this coin dilemma, and he was like, hey, Chris is stupid. Yeah, that's what he said. Like, how did he believe that Angela is going to cover for him? It's just a matter of time. It's a ticking time bomb. By the time it's 3 months in,
he will be done with the support. And then he was like, I wish Chris started the side hustle while still working. And he didn't have to like give up his job completely. That's what the guy was telling me. But I was telling him there are good women out there who are there to build and support their partners. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody has a take or has a different opinion on this, or maybe they're wondering why now? Why did Chris jump now? And why did he trust that he'd be supported? And what gives him the assurity that in 6 months his side hustle will be able to support him and he won't be back to looking for a job? Because we all know the people who are here and are entrepreneurs, you say that, oh, in 6 months, I'm going to break even. 6 months is looking at you like, well. Nimwambie ama nisimwambie? So essentially what we are asking is, we are asking, what do you think finally pushed Chris to leave after complaining for years? And this is what we are basing off of. I feel like one of the reasons, okay, I went through a breakup oh, thank you, Jesus. I went through a breakup this year.
We're losing you. Oh, we're not able to hear you.
Am I back?
Yes. Oh, but are you muted?
No, I'm not muted. I'm back.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, awesome. So in June, she said, "Hey, Wamboi, see, you've been complaining for years. Imagine, since I came to Kenya in March, up to now, you've been complaining about the same thing. I'm telling you, that thing, it broke me. I was like, that's one of the things I tell people. Oh, Mimi, I don't complain. Mika's yangu ni actions. And then someone comes and tells me, for the last, I don't know how many months, you've been complaining about the same thing. Me, that thing made me jump. I was like, I'm done. That's not going to be my reputation. So that's one of the things that for me, I feel like it can make someone crack. But 2 years is a long time. 2 years is a long time. I don't know if anyone has thoughts. Yeah. For me, the last time I snapped, it's because I felt like I was depressed. Like I felt like I was a zombie in my own life. And I completely, you see, sometimes some people, okay, there's this book called Idiots. Surrounded by idiots. So there are these people who, according to the book, they have green behavior. So sometimes they just absorb things. They pile up. And then one day, all hell breaks loose. I feel like for me, I feel like maybe this is what happened to Chris. Maybe the boss was like, coming on his case, he's keeping quiet. And then he's like, no, you know what? You and your job, I don't need you. And then, especially because they've talked about a side hustle, they had talked about. You can imagine if I tell you about a business and then you tell me, hey, that's a very good idea. You should start it. And then the boss comes here and talks to me the way they want. Obviously, I can already see a window on the other side. I can see the grass is greener on the other side. So I feel like a lot of factors helped Chris to quit at that moment. Yeah. He didn't have a side hustle. If he didn't have someone to caution him for 6 months, if he didn't have the support, I don't think he'd be able to do it. He'd still be in the toxic environment. That's my take. Interesting. I don't know if anyone from who is here Who else? Nani ako na comment? I'm very curious to know what can make someone jump or just leave and stop dealing with a toxic environment. And then the next question we are asking, Sawa, what do you think Angela really felt in that moment and why? Like, why would someone say, like, wait, you don't sound as excited as I thought you'd be. Is something wrong? You feel distant. What can make someone have that? Because I feel like it's something they have talked about for a while, right? Wameshindwa kuelewa. It's something that they have talked about for a while. So now I'm wondering, what can make someone mood go down? I'm very curious. So the question is, what do you think Angela really felt in that moment? The weight. And why? For
Yeah.
me, for someone who has been complaining for 2 years, okay, I have someone in my life who has been complaining about a particular issues for a while, for let me say an year. And my deduction was earlier this year, by June this year, you'll still be complaining about the same thing. And guess what?
Oh,
I was
yeah,
right.
it's true.
They're
I
still
was
complaining.
right.
Yeah.
They're still
They're
complaining.
still complaining.
You didn't do anything about it. So I feel like maybe when Angela was promising, he thought this guy is just bluffing. He's just complaining. He didn't think it will happen. So for
Yeah.
me, I feel like maybe she was like, way, way.
Day by day, the papers come to
I
collect.
think, yeah. I agree. And for me, like now I'm starting to chambua this conversation. I'm looking at it like, wait, so here Chris says, you are going to cover us for 6 months. So, you can have conversations about, yes, I'm going to support you and everything, but we have to come together and sit. And this is like now where the quality of the conversations you are having, it's not just about encouraging that person to move on and everything. It is now saying, okay, fine. If you quit today, what are those things that we have to cater for? How are we going to cater for them? Or can we make a plan and say, you know what, quit in 6 months so that we can come up with an emergency fund? We put aside some capital for this side hustle that you want to start. So for me, I feel like here, Angela she was happy for him, yes, because it's a discussion they have had, but it is not a discussion they had had so intensely to the point where even she felt comfortable enough for him to now go in and quit. Because I feel like her hesitation is because she's thinking, we don't have an emergency fund. I'm going to cover us for 6 months. What if something happens to my job within those 6 months? So those are kind of the conversations I feel like they had not had fully. And yet, Chris alikuwa ameona, me, I have someone who's supporting me. We have had a discussion. Because, discussions and actually putting a plan in place, those are two different things. So, walikuwa wameongea, but they had not put a plan in place. Where now even Angela would be like, yes, I support you. I'm with you. And I know we have a plan, which, is going to cushion us for the next 6 months or the next 1 year and everything. So that plan is what I feel is missing. That's making her not as happy about the news as he is.
Yeah, I see Cindy has raised her hand. Ingia kwa chat, tuambie. Ongea maoni.
Linda hit the nail on the head for me with that one because it's actually in the details. Aki, it's in the details. It's not about, oh, babe, I support you. You can't support people with words. There is the financial aspect of life, and if you're together with someone like that, hamwezi kuwa mkiongea to like, babe, I support you. Okay, 2 years we've been complaining about this thing, and you've been saying there's something that you want to do, there's something that you want to do. If we never sat down and actually made a plan for it in detail, if you come and blindside me with, babe, I've quit, now cover us for 6 months, I'll be like, okay, congratulations for quitting, but now what?
True.
I agree. The devil is in the details. The devil is in the details.
Kabisa. So yeah, when I heard Linda saying that it's about the quality of the conversations, it is very true. Lazima people talk about it in detail, not just that is not Ninis. You can just start doing ABCD and then we'll see. And then 2 years later, you tell me I've quit for you to support me. How? Come on now.
Come on now. Monica, you're saying Angela might be solution focused. So instead of celebrating, they immediately think about what's next. She might also have
Yeah.
hope their Chris would don't,
Tough it out.
yeah, they'll think Chris will think about it until the other job came up along. Is that what you wanted to say?
Mm.
I think
And
so.
I've humiliated too until he
Oh.
gets another job.
Oh, yeah. So the good thing about this particular one, what we're doing, we have a part 2 to the coin dilemma. So this is what Angela says, babe. Oh,
Manjela.
so let's connect. Wait, you don't sound as excited as I thought you'd be. Is something wrong? You feel distant.
Babe, I guess you haven't listened to the voice note. Something happened. I had to go to the doctor, and one of the things they told me is I'm pregnant. I don't know how this changes what the future looks for us, but I'm happy you finally chose yourself over the toxic environment. I can't wait for you to come home so we can talk about it properly. Deren, 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 deren. I feel like Cynthia, you should answer the next question.
So the question to you, Cynthia, is when they finally get home and they get to talk, do you think they focus on the dream or the responsibility? So when they finally get home to talk, do you think they focus more on the dream or the responsibility?
Both.
On the choice.
Both.
Uh-huh.
But in a matter to a very large extent, what their financial position is so that they can know if they can accommodate both their dreams and their responsibilities. Otherwise, if not so, then they have to adjust accordingly. So I think both according to their financial space, that is what is going to determine nini what possible for them to do and what not to do.
Linda
Mm.
Maoni.
Yeah, no, I agree. And sometimes when lives, like now in this situation, now is when they want to start talking about it properly, which is something they would have done before he took that step of quitting. So you have, yes, you have these dreams, but sometimes there are some dreams you have to say, you know what, now that we are in this situation, we have a baby coming along, we need to plan. Maybe that side hustle might not be what we need right now. So we have to put that dream on hold and say, not now. No. Or we can realize so many dreams, but not all of them at the same time. So now they have to pace themselves and say, okay, fine, maybe it is Chris to look for something else. He has experience and all that. I'm just hoping he did not leave that toxic work environment throwing fingers, so now he can't get a good recommendation. But it would be now seeing what is our responsibility. Yes, you still have this dream as your wife. I'm willing to support you, but now we have a child who's coming. We need to think of that. So, and that is our collective responsibility. So now you have to come in and see. So I think the conversation now shifts from just supporting the dream to actually now discussing the responsibilities that are coming ahead, and now seeing how do we put our heads together so that we might realize this dream. It might take maybe another 3 or 4 years, but the responsibilities now are required from both of us. So yes, that proper conversation should have been had a long time ago, playing all these scenarios. What if we get a baby before you get another job or your hustle, comes through and you start making money? So it's something they should have discussed, all the what ifs before he finally quit. But anyway, sometimes I say you go with it as it comes. So it's sitting and deciding. So the dream, give it a few years, the responsibilities, let's work on the responsibilities together.
Even me, I think so. I feel like the conversation here, if I was Angela, it's not about the dream anymore. The conversation has shifted.
It's about responsibility, because at the end of the day, Angela is the one who is carrying the baby. Angela is the one who is going to feed Chris for the next 6 months.
Ooh.
Like, I mean, Angela is just a girl. Mercy on Angela. Chris, you need to just shower and start looking for a job. I'm sorry, babe. Next time, don't take 2 years. Oh my God, I don't know. I feel like the conversation for me, honestly, it will be focused on the I'm pregnant part, because that's the. I feel like, yeah, you quit your job. Yeah, you've been complaining for 2 years. We've talked about it. One day you'll quit your job. But the pregnant part, I feel like that's the butua part. Hiyo ndo unapigwa na butua uko like, yo. So I feel like, I think the pregnant, the I am pregnant, that will be, it will be the one that will take the biggest share of the cake. And then now people are like, okay, sour. We have 9 months to prepare. What are we doing? We have 9 months to prepare. What are we doing? So that's what I think the conversation will be about. So, like, is it safe to say when you're in a tight spot financially and it's a seesaw between dream and responsibility? Responsibility will always have the weight. There's no talk. Can we vote? How many people are with me? Put emojis to say you're laughing if you're with me. If you're not, tell me what you think about it. So when it's like dream versus responsibility always takes the cake. Yeah, it will take the cake. I think. Because
Always.
yeah, I feel like sometimes when you're broke, yani you don't have the luxury to dream. Like, you're dreaming for what? You're dreaming for what? You dream in the bed. You wake up ready to work. That's what I feel. Like, it
You
might
work on the
sound,
dream.
yeah, you work on the dream.
Yes. The
Makes the dream.
responsibilities are there. You are meeting your responsibilities, but you work on the dream. So it will take you longer, but yeah, you can still have dreams even though you have no money. Because I always feel like that can also give you motivation, challenge you. You might not realize those dreams sooner than other people, but again, it is your journey. So, bado otter, it can happen. But yes, responsibilities do take the cake for most of the time.
I agree. And that's why we are playing our first game of the night. So the game is called Broke Money Moves. So broke money moves are basically the choices you make when you're low on cash. So it feels smart in the moment, but it later costs you peace, comfort, or even more money. So in the moment you're feeling you're okay. So now we're gonna play the game. So if it's a smart money move, it's a thumbs up. So you can put the thumbs up emoji. So basically that's a choice that protects your money and your peace of mind. So if it's a broke money move, from what the definition we've given, it's a thumbs down. So basically it will cost you money or peace of mind later. So the first move is you going to the bathroom when the bill comes. Is that smart or broke? Yeah. Eh? Okay. We have, that's good. Okay, there are people who are saying am I the only one who thinks it's a smart move? Yeah, you'll get caught one day. The next one, packing food at a family gathering so that you don't cook for the next 2 days. Yo, I'm just a girl. Next, using Fuliza to pay for a date you can't afford just to look good. Depends. It depends. What if it's a job? Yeah, like
Justify that one. 10 justify that it depends. How?
It depends. I might be broke. You see the way sometimes as an entrepreneur you're broke, but you can just see it's just the last meeting and then the deal is done. You've gotten your millions. Only for 2,000 Fuliza. Only 2,000. I invest in your future.
It's an investment.
investment.
That
The
is
next
debt
But I'm my date.
for consumption. That
I'm
is
my
way by the
date.
way.
The next prompt is sending money to family, then borrowing fare to go to work. You have a reputation to uphold. You have a reputation to uphold. Lazima wasi wajue ni ule mstake. Next, refusing to split a group bill because I only ate fries. Mbona nalipia mse? Kila fries. No, si kila siku utakuwa unakula fries. No, I refuse. The next, taking leftover hotel toiletries to restock your bathroom. Ulienda ukalipiwa mahali au kutumia hizo mashampoo wanaekanga hapo, so unaingia kwa bafu unakova Serena advertisement.
Umelipia. It's part of the package.
Yes, I paid for it.
Yes.
Attending a road trip and surviving on Indomie for the next week. That's up. I'm shocked. Ama watu huko wanapenda Indomie. Borrowing Peter to pay Paul. Why? But I'm settling my debts. Borrowing Peter
No.
to pay. At least
And then
now I've paid Peter, so I can
you'll
just
borrow
borrow
Andrew to pay.
then Paul-
No.
Paul to pay Peter.
Yeah. Then you go borrow
Also-
Andrew now to pay Peter. No.
But for skills, you should have your social network. That's what we've always been told. Grow your social network. No Peter, no Paul, and Andrew. They might help you. Next, you're asking, hosting a house party when your fridge only has ice and water. Bring your own food and bring your own bottle.
Yeah. So yes, if you are doing potluck,
Posting all brunch pics while eating ugali at home. I took the picture for a reason. Lazima waone. Content creation, my friend. Buying one expensive drink at a club and surviving on water till morning. Yeah, of course. I don't drink on weekdays. Taking them up to work and pretending it's eco-conscious, but really fuel prices ni ziko juu. Ni
it's my
kusurvive.
life.
It's a smart move. It's a smart move. So we did some research, and this is what we found. So this research is from Tala. I think what when you wanajua about digital borrowing in Kenya, Tala is one of the microfinance institutions zenye zinapeananga digital loans. So they walitoa a report on March 2025, and they said the borrowing intent surged from 27% to 46%, signaling a sharp decline in cutting expenses as a coping strategy. So basically, in this report, they took about 2,000 people, right? And they were walikuwa na answer questionnaires, and they were answering interviews. And one of the questions was, how has the borrowing, what when you wako in that situation wamekuwa kiboro aje? So they realized, because this report is 2025 to 2024 to 2025, so the surge, it's almost double. 27 times 2, that's 54, almost double. So between the 1 year 2025 and 2024 and 2025, the number of people who borrow on digital, who use digital loans, zili multiply by 2. So that means people are borrowing more as a coping strategy. And then also part of that research, they also asked people, when your job ikiisha, uko na emergency fund, kind of the situation with Chris and Angela. So when you've quit your job, how long does whatever you've saved or your passive income can sustain you? So 1 out of 7, that's 13% of the 2,000 people, they said once they run out of their savings, they can only survive 1 week. That's crazy. That's really crazy. And then nearly half of the people said their savings, once they exhaust, their savings can be exhausted within 1 to 6 months. So the 6 months, remember the 6 months is a Chris. This is where it. So within 6 months,
these people are like, by 6 months, Mr. Kwana Kitu, if I'm not making any money, I'm out. I'm out of the game. And that was shocking. Because when we were thinking about this, no money, more problems, we were thinking, okay, we always hear more money, more problems. But what if the script has been imeflipiwa? And now this is like proof that actually people are surviving on fumes out here. People are surviving on fumes, and this conversation is necessary. So now we are asking Linda, with all this background, we're asking Linda, when you're broke, you focus on the basics: rent, food, school fees, fare, etc. How do you break that rat race without feeling like you're falling behind everyone else?
Because you're focusing on the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God. We know, when you think about it, first, let me just say here, we need to see, when we even say no money, more problems, we are thinking that money is the only resource that we have. Yeah. So on that one, so that one is food for thought for everyone. Not just no money. Money is not the only resource that we have. So we all have to sit down and see, apart from money, what other resources do I have that I can leverage on when it comes to just being able to survive when I have reached that breaking point where now ni kuanza kufuliza, kuanza kuomba, I do not have an emergency. That is 1. 2, again, emergency funds are not just for people who are working or guys who have. Start with the small that you have, yeah? And you're able to do. Then when I look at this, we are looking at basics. The first thing we have to remember is everyone is different. So your basics, my basics are not Shiro's basics, there are those ones where there are things I can be able to do without. Inaweza fika mahali niseme I can do without rent because maybe I have a supportive family, I can go back, or I have a supportive family member, I can go and crash at their place for a bit. So it's now to start looking at those. Ask yourself, for you, don't compare yourself with others. What is your basic? And then you narrow that one down to the most basic, 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 budget baseline. What is like, ile ndio nipumue niweze wake up tomorrow morning so I can try and leverage on my other resources. Is it knowledge that I have, and all that? So it is, one, getting to understand what is my basic of basics, yeah? And then just look at what are those actions that I can get myself better for tomorrow. Yeah, so we don't get stuck in your basics, because for you to be able to break out of that rat race, you have to see what else can I be able to do that will not require me to have money. This session we're having today, no one is paying for it, but you join, you're able to get some insights which will say, hey, yeah, this one, it has challenged me. I can be able to do 1, 2 things differently. It is free of charge. These are the small things you can be able. So now you start thinking, it's not just about survival. I'm also now starting to put together a strategy. Strategy does not require you to have money and all those ones. And then, just to be honest, we all have to have like the really hard conversations with ourselves. Like, what got me to this point? And then, as you're working towards getting yourself out of that point, how can I ensure I try my level best not to get myself back into. Yeah, when you start having those conversations and you are very honest and hard on yourself, then you will start looking for those opportunities out there to get out of that rat race. But I feel the thing we all really struggle with is that comparison bit. Mabeshte wangu wako hivi, now me, I can't even afford the basics. But you are looking at basics like the iPhone, because, everyone in my group has, it's this kind of clothes that I have to wear. It's this kind of place that I have to live in because my crew are living in those areas. We all have to have the same address. Those are not basics. You go with the basics as at your current situation, so you don't compare yourself. And then you work from that and see, how can I start with what I have? What other resources can I leverage on, attend sessions like this, go see it, be able to do some things there, talk to people, put yourself in spaces where you can share the ideas you are thinking. Someone can fund your idea and say, yeah, by the way, I like that idea. Come, let's talk. you start. Haujatoa shilingi moja, you've brought the idea, you guys partner, and things like those. But don't sit back and think, I'm broke and I will stay broke. Get yourself out of it. You can work on that. So
So I only have
comparison, no.
Oh, sorry. I have only one question about this. Is
Mm.
I literally was listening to a podcast from Financially Incorrect, and I don't remember. I think her name is Rebecca someone. And she was saying the rat race, like the rat race, is basically a mentality. Because essentially the rat race for the people who are not understanding is basically unaweza imagine like a circle and there's a cheese and there's a rat. So the rat is just keeping anakimbisha the cheese, but the cheese inazunguka iko in a circular place. So you can imagine something like that. So do you feel like that's a mentality, like a mentality people have and not necessarily
Mm.
a situation they are in, or what do you think about this? Do you feel like being in a rat race is more of a mentality?
Yeah, staying in the rat race is more of your mentality, the mindset that you have. Because if you have that, where the way I normally say, when you talk about mindset, you're always adding that word yet. So you are like, yes, I'm here, but I'm getting myself out of it. I'm not where I want to be yet. When you put that one, you're opening yourself up for opportunities. But when you have that mindset, niko hapa, this is what I desire, like I can't even get myself out of here. Unajipata tu uko hivyo. You're borrowing from Peter, paying Paul, you are lying, you are trying all these things, but you are not confronting the truth, the basic truth. Why did I even get here in the first place? And then now accepting and seeing, okay, so how do I get myself out of here? What else can I be able to do to be able to get myself out here? But yes, mindset plays a very big role in how long or if at all you stay in that rat race.
Interesting.
Even a millionaire can be broke. Huh? Maybe for them, when they have 500K, they are broke. So broke is also relative.
For me, what I can say is maybe the rat race keeps you looking at one thing and one thing only, the cheese.
Yeah.
You don't get the chance to look at your surrounding.
At the
And I feel like,
opportunities, yes.
yeah, so I feel like the rat race also introduces scarcity. So everything you're doing, you're feeling like you're running out of it. So, like for example, I pay rent right now. I don't even get time to celebrate. I'm already thinking about next month's rent. I'm eating right now, but I can't even concentrate on the food going down my throat. I'm thinking about tomorrow's meal. So I feel like it can be a mentality if you think about it in the sense of scarcity. But I feel like also when you're in this, you're in that space of scarcity, or no, let me not say scarcity in resources in form of funding, like money to buy food and whatever. What I do, I tell myself I have an acquired taste. Like, let me give you an example. I can only afford beans to eat, but that does not stop me from eating beans as a hamburger, beans as a soup, beans, like, I can be creative with that. Beans. I'm eating beans every day, but I'm telling myself it's not the same beans. It's not the same beans I ate yesterday. Like there's this cousin of mine who grew up in total poverty. His mother died. He was an orphan at a very young age. So he was growing up with our grandmother, and our grandmother was old, and she couldn't bring like chapatis to school and stuff like that. So he told himself he does not like chapati.
Yeah.
So even when he sees other students being brought chapati and stuff, he will tell even those students, me, chapati, no, I don't like chapati. You tell yourself that. That way, he kept on convincing his mind that I don't need that chapati. I don't need to compare myself. I don't need to feel like I'm missing out on that chapati, even though in deep sense he was. It's just that it's too far that he tells himself, you know what, it's not accessible to me, and that's okay. I will still survive. Maisha ni maisha. I don't have to compare myself. I don't have to look. I'll fight my own battle.
So that's what I can say on rat race and scarcity.
Mm.
And now we are asking, Sawa, when cash runs out, what other resources can someone lean on to survive without sinking deeper into debt? I know ulikuwa umeguzia about
Mm.
resources. I want you to dig deeper. I don't wanna borrow Peter people, but sometimes you have to. The cash, I don't have cash. What other resources can I use to
I think,
survive?
yeah, no, the first and main one is your social capital. And that's why, like, even when we were doing the other bit and we were saying now when it's time to pay the bill and then you disappear, you go to the toilet, you are ruining your social capital. Guys, you'll do it
Right.
once, twice, three times. Guys will like, who you see, no, this is not the person to hang out with because they will not be there for us. So you have to, every time you're doing an action, it might be saving you now, but it's spoiling your future resources that you can actually lean on. So social capital is very big for me, and that can actually be a lifeline for someone when you are going through very, very tough times. And it doesn't mean that you're going to them to borrow money. It can be something as I need, maybe it's you're trying to come up with, the crocheting and everything. You don't have money to buy those, but you want to practice and sell. Someone can be able to give you those materials, ufanye, ujaribu kuuza, you make something money. So you end up finding that you can lean on these other forms of wealth. So your friends, the people that you are able to go and tap into their networks so that you can get the opportunities that are there. But they'll only know how to help you if you tap into them. Because as again, we are broke, we don't communicate, and we want other people to know by osmosis that, I would want help in maybe getting a job or all those. Akuna, talk it out. Pick when you have good, and social capital is the guys who you can go and say, I'm stuck 1, 2, 3 places, and they will not judge you. They'll be able to help you. Not all your friends are part of your social capital. And then you find when you are broke, you have so much time. What are you doing with that time that you have? Find, you can volunteer, you can do, and in part of that volunteership, it can get into some paid form, ukianza hivo, and then this is not where you're being paid by exposure. This is you going out, because now you have time, but they are kukaa and wallowing in your no money, more problems. You are going out and trying to figure out what it is you can do. And lastly, and this I always encourage everyone, at some point you might get to a situation where you have to access debt, and because you have no way of paying back that money, unaanza patapotea. Imagine, don't do that again. Always think of your future. Usifikirie mahali, you'll reach a point where you'll get out of this debt. At some point you're trying to get a loan to buy a car or do something, and you can't because you spoiled your credit history. So always think that. But yeah, social capital is very, very important. Those are the ones who will get you an opportunity. So you really leverage on that, but you build that. You can only leverage on it when you build it. So you have to take time to build it. It's a very important resource that most of us, we take it lightly, but we really need to. I think our parents, the older generation, were really keen on community, but us guys, we look at each other like competition, not knowing that the more we come together, we are able to support each other and do more.
Yeah, I think for me, 2 takeaways from what you spoke. And number one, I think with money, you have to play the long game, not the short game. And
Yes.
so it's the long game. So invest in your reputation, invest in your time. Because I feel like also that's the other thing. When you're broke or when you're not as busy, but you can be busy and broke. But I mean, like, I think valuing your time, knowing you value your time. Because I know you have resources, some level of education, some skill. I think once you figure that out, the skill part, you can value your time and offer. It can be babysitting, maybe because you're good with kids. It can be you meal prep for people because you don't mind cooking over the weekend. It can be anything. So I think that you stop following the cheese and just take a deep breath, look around, see your environment, see what you can leverage.
Yeah.
And with that, we're gonna play our second game and our last game for the season, for the conversation, for the episode, and it's ignore it or face it. So ignore it or face it is basically about exposing the little lies or coping mechanism when we use when money is tight. So we're gonna play a game. So ignore it is thumbs up. Huh? No, it should be the other way around. Ignore it is thumbs down. Face it is thumbs up. So basically, I'm gonna read a. You're added to our WhatsApp group, and they're already booking Airbnbs. Do you face it like Zileza? you say, or you ignore it. You ignore it. It's none of your business. They're doing whatever they are doing. You're just here.
Ignore.
Next, you're driving and your fuel light is on, but you know your wallet is empty. What do you do? There you are, ignore. Uende hadi kwenye itakufikisha.
Ukwame and then hauna pesa hata kupatia watu wakusukume. No.
Face it, please, face it. Your spot orders shots you didn't budget for. Later in another one. Waiter, another one. Is none of your business?
Assume niliorder. It's not me. I'm going to ignore.
So your kid wants something you can't afford yet. Ako kwa supermarket, anavuruta nguo. What do you do? Ignore.
Ignore very fast.
Your M-Pesa has only 83 bob, but your Fuliza wamekwambia limit yako ni 6,300. What do you do? Do you use it as a source of income? Are you doing it? So your landlord sends rent is due message on the 25th. What do you do? Do you face it? Umulize form 10th ijafika? Ama you ignore it?
Well, face it. Before you blink, 10th will be here.
And then unakaa tu hivi unaona Okwa jahazi imepop up. Your Okwa jahazi is due. What do you do? Do you ignore it? Ama unaenda tu utafute pesa kwenye utatafuta ulipe?
Wamesema ignore. As you can see, people are voting ignore. Let us all ignore.
Our colleague suggests splitting the cab, but you only have enough for a fare. Unajua cab hata mkisplit ni 250, but uko na 80 bob. What do you do?
No.
Ama you come clean.
No,
Even walk. What at a fare? Walk.
Going. I was not going the same direction.
So ulingangana na hii side hustle, but it's not making money. What do you do?
Face it.
Face it. You have no other way. So you're broke, but your chama imekuja ku collect dough, but hauna dough. What do you do? Unaongelesha chia lady? Yeah, I think ongelesha chia lady. So lastly, on our coin drop is usually our last segment, and we are asking, because coin drop basically we are saying, because money habits, like habits or any other habits, if you've read Atomic Habits, you know habits was in a compound, and now when you repeat habits, they compound to financial freedom, and we are focusing our habits on money. So we are asking, what's the one survival hack you'll carry with you after today? From all the discussion we've had, and I'm hoping hakuna mwenye nimefungia mali, someone who had maoni, a comment on either of the section, a question to Linda, but we are asking, and we've sent the link to our Google form. We are asking, what's one survival hack you'll carry with you today? What survival hack will you carry with you today? Me, I know yangu ni huyo kazini yangu. I don't eat chapari. Only gluten-free objects. Me, I can eat chapari out of my diet. I'm allergic to chapari. I can convince my brain I'm not a chapati person, so that I don't feel bad. So I'm curious, what have you picked up, or which survival hack are you gonna carry from this episode? So click hapo kwa chat, you'll see the link. Monjiromburu ametuma. It's a Google form. Maoni yako hapo. We'll really appreciate. And if you have any questions or comments, this is also the time. Linda, ni kama kuna kitu nashikilia.
No, I was waiting to see if people are sharing, but I think for me, it's my key takeaway is I will be nicer to people who I know as I'm building my social capital. Tukikuwa huko pamoja, nitakuwa kwanza kusema sina hiyo budget ya hiyo, so I don't have to go to the bathroom bill ikikuja, so just basically to lean on my social capital, my skills, the time, even when money is low, when I'm thinking it's no money, more problems, I lean on the things that don't require money.
Yes. I think that's quite a thing. I think also me, as you were speaking, I was thinking, because in the beginning, one of the things I said, the most ridiculous thing I do is depend on family emergencies as a way to get me out of things. So I'm very curious to see in the next 1 month, kama I'll be more vulnerable. Zile kuambia mtu, I know this is gonna be an awkward conversation, but siwezi afford for now. Siwezi afford. I don't know if you feel the same. Like, do you feel like after this session you'll be more comfortable kusema si afford?
Me? Who is the question?
Nimeona Wanja ameweka thumbs up. I'm curious. I'm not putting you on the on the spotlight, but I'm curious. Even Phyllis. I'm curious.
Yes, I'll be more vulnerable because there's no shame in owning where I am at.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Nitangojea.
Okay.
I'll ask
Maybe I can also share.
Uh-huh.
So for me, what I do is I usually create a budget for my black tax. So once your black tax imeisha, kama uko na pre-wedding ama shule una join na hiyo budget isha explode, it's just too bad. Yeah, you just have to cap it. If you don't cap it, at the end of the day, even if you give your whole entire salary, it will still not be enough.
True.
True. Wow. I think that's so true. Thank you, everyone mwenye anajibu. I love your feedback. Thank you. Wenye wajajibu, continue kujibu. And we want to give you the snippet of our next one. So we're having the next. Oh, sorry. Toa maoni. Sorry.
Sema yangu.
Sorry.
For me,
Sorry. Okay.
for me, I feel like the survival hack I'll carry is, see, I'm not going to support someone with the mouth, and I'm not going to accept anyone's support that is verbal. No. No verbal support. Like we've agreed with Cynthia and Linda. The devil is in the details. If you
Yes.
try to support me with actions. If you're going to support me, let's talk in details how you're going to support me. But this, let me support you in the next 6 months. And we've not talked about how you're going to do that. Please stay with your support. Stay with your support.
Okay.
Stay with it. Because how do you cash in? That conversation is usually awkward.
Very tricky.
Yeah.
Very tricky. So I think that is the survival the survival hack. When I tell you I'm going to support you, I'll be telling you exactly how I'm going to do it. And when you tell me you're supporting me, mark my words, I will ask you for details. Yeah. If we can get it in, the better.
Yeah. If I can just, I've just thought about the statistics from the Tala research on the savings resilience. And I think one other survival hack that we can, here on the savings resilience, one other survival hack I think we can all try to adopt is actually having an emergency fund. And building on it and actually respecting it as an emergency fund. DOC for going to Coastal with friends, it's not for paying for those shots. It is an actual emergency fund. I get 500 in Meneka emergency. I get 1,000 bob. I am building myself. I am growing my financial resilience through that emergency fund. We don't become part of this statistic, and we make by the time they're doing this next year, or maybe by the end, actually next year March, we get to see very different results. on this. So that is also a survival hack.
Yeah, I think
Mm.
so. I think kwanza kwenye umegonga the nail ni when you say it, respect it.
Yes.
So emergency in emergency, ati you dip into emergency fund. You have to define also what is an emergency.
Mm.
So yeah, I like that. I like that. So we've come to the end of our conversation, and I wanted. Oh, Cynthia, staki kukufungia. Short and sweet.
Very short.
Mhm.
Linda talked about defining your basics according to who you are and serving yourself and having those honest and hard conversations. I guess that is the one thing that I want to carry from this, and I hope it resonates with everyone as well.
Thank you. I second. So just a snippet. So kuna mtu alikuwa ametupia comments akatuambia tunaongea story ya kukua broke sana. So we're changing the gears a bit and we're asking in our next conversation, which will be on the 18th of September, we're gonna talk about money love languages. I don't know how many people have heard about love languages, but now there are money love languages, and we're going to talk about this. So, me, I'm super excited. We may or may not have a relationship coach here, but it's going to be juicy, it's going to be fun, it's going to be light, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on our next conversation. That's on September 18th. Linda,
Mm-hmm.
how are you feeling
Yeah.
about
I was just saying it's gonna be
Jafungua
hot.
roho?
Hiyo ni ya kufungua roho. So invite your friends, invite that other one, your significant other or your soon to be significant other. Yes. So they can also be, you can be on this journey together.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining, and special thanks to Monica, Beryl, Shaza, is it Shaza, Dunge, and Cynthia kwa kuitikia mwito wetu na kujibu the form. Your feedback is really appreciated, and it helps us make conversation better, more lively, and more fun for you and for us, and also relatable, so that tusikwe tunaongelea issues zetu, we are not talking about our issues. Yeah. Ikwe kikao yetu si wote. Anyways, thank you so much. You're free to leave unless kuna mtu mwenye anataka kusema final goodbyes. You're good? I'm good. Okay, good. Okay, sawa. Thank you so much.
So thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening and see you on the next conversation.
Thank you.
You.